Hey guys, welcome back to Eversoul. In today's video, I wanted to talk about angels and demons and the rates of them and the pay-to-winness of them in the game. And also, I want to go into what I think the game will eventually introduce based on what other idle games have that will make them much easier to get. Still not the easiest thing in the world, but much easier and more obtainable for even free-to-play players. But keeping in mind, we still can get them from the shops, so you can save up. It will take a lot of time, but you can get your copies there. But besides that, they are going to be very pay to win. And just in editing, I wanted to jump in and say that yes, it is very pay to win to get them at the moment with that system, but I don't think it takes away from the fact that the game is very free to play friendly just to enjoy the game in itself and what it is. When you look at PvP, these games are always very pay to win, especially when you can buy experience, you can buy levels. It's going to be hard no matter what. But what the features that I think will eventually come should make it a lot easier for free to play and a lot more rewarding in that, you know, you can save up as a free-to-play player and then eventually get, you know, to Origin Ascension on an angel or demon that you really choose to target because you like them. So I think it's a rewarding system. We'll get into it more, but I just wanted to jump in editing and highlight that yes, pay to win, but also very free-to-play enjoyable systems can be implemented into this stuff. So the first thing I want to look at is going to be the rates of actually obtaining them. So if we go in here into the detailed rates, basically we have, as you can see with Adrienne and Ayame, we have 0.0282% drop chance. Now I tried working out cost based on the average pack cost and stuff like that, but you know, my math isn't the greatest as it used to be, and then the 30 pity came into it and I was just getting a bit confused, but it's going to be super expensive to get them because that is a very low drop rate at 0.0282%. So you're not going to see them that frequently. Now, like I said, we can get them from the shop, and then also if we go over into the stones as well, you can actually get them from these shard stones, whatever you want to call them. These thingies, what are they called? The Soul's Memory Epic. So you can get them from here as well, but we don't know the rates on these either. But their general drop rate is very low. What I want to look at next is going to be maybe some of the whales in the game in the Hall of Fame. Now, when I went into this, the collector, I think I went into, and I just went to Soul Collector. Now I clicked through all of these. Artemis, we can't see anything. Just made it blank. Protos won't load. Blank doesn't have them on there. The first one that I found with it on there is Wish. We'll just call this person Wish. And if you see here, Wish has both of them at Epic Plus. Now, it could be the case that they have them at a higher ascension and these are just spare Epic Plus ones that got sitting there, but they would then also have them resonating to be at the level 174 as well. I don't know, but that's just a little rough thing that I was looking at, and I was just bouncing through here trying to find others with them on it, but I couldn't really find too many players in these top ranks that actually had them listed here. So playing it close to the chest, but the rates are very low. I know I did probably, I want to say like 80 rerolls before I saw my first one. So, you know, it is very low rates, but the key thing I want to look at, and if you're looking at cost, I tried calculating out cost. Like I said, there's too many variables for me to calculate it. But like I'd say you're looking at over probably 50 grand as a rough estimate to get them maxed out. But keeping in mind, because they're both on the same race, that would probably be by the time you get them both. But I couldn't, if anyone can work out the cost, you guys throw it in there in the comments. Like I said, the 30 pity thing got me stung because I was like, how do I account for it or not? Anyway, I'm not going to get into the maths of it. They're basically very expensive to get max duped out, especially when you consider with these guys to actually get them to just Origin level, so Origin level 0 stars, it's actually going to take you 14 copies. Then each star after Origin, so to get them to this Origin status, it's going to take 14 copies. Now, after that, each star is going to take you an additional 2 copies. So you're going to need 24 copies of these things to fully max them out, which is absolutely insane. Now, I haven't seen anywhere listed the stat increases for each of these. I could probably work it out, but I haven't yet. But normally in these games, the stars aren't the biggest stat increases. So really, you're looking at optimally trying to get 14 copies of these things to get them there. Now, obviously, with the rates in the game, and you got to consider when we keep going and we get into having more angels and demons, it's going to be harder to pull them. So this is what leads me into the next thing that I wanted to look at, which is going to be, I'm going to move my head over here, is going to be what AFK Arena has, because like I said, this is something that I think they will introduce in this game eventually. It's not confirmed, not guaranteed. This is just my speculation based on just how hard it is to get these things, and AFK Arena did the same thing. So if we go into AFK Arena, their standard summons are 2,700 for a 10 pull. In Eversoul, it's 2,100, which is a bit cheaper, but 2,700 for a 10 pull in here in AFK Arena. And then they introduced the Stargazing Room, which is 5,000. So based on conversions, this is just rough napkin math, I'd say you'd be looking at about 4,000-ish gems in Eversoul to do a 10 pull on the quote-unquote Stargazer. Now, the way this thing works is, if we go to it's got this swappable thing where you can select any character in the game, which includes Celestials and Hypergeans, which are functionally exactly the same. They have the same like faction bonus, everything. Actually, I think the Hypergeans, like the bonuses are different, but it's the same that, you know, Hypergeans just have stacking crazy bonuses. But they basically functionally are the exact same thing as Angels and Demons. And as you can see, you can get these guys in here. So then you select whichever one you want, and then we go to the probability. And as you can tell from here, each pull that I have a 2% chance of getting the specific Celestial, quote unquote, angel that I'm looking for from each pull. So that's where you get to. And in this, it has like, it's not actually written in the description, but there's a hidden quote unquote pity at 70 pulls, where by 70 pulls, you're going to get a copy of it. It's just not actually listed anywhere in this game. So that's what you're sort of looking at. So in this game, you're looking at like 35,000 gems to guarantee a copy. You can get better rates. Like I said, it becomes a 2% rate. But just what I'm trying to highlight here is that I definitely believe this type of thing will come into the game. It becomes a massive issue. Like at the moment, maybe whales are happy to spend in normal summons and try and get the copies that they need from doing just like, you know, whaling and just pulling those rates. But eventually it becomes a bigger issue, because once they've already got the max, then they don't want to be pulling dupes of it. And then you've got, you know, once you're up to like 5, 6, 7 angels and demons, it becomes essentially like impossible to go ahead and pull those things. So that's what I'm anticipating will happen. I think they will get that type of system where we have a more expensive form of summons that lets us target an exact character that we want to target at a low drop rate. Like I said, that was 2%. Over in AFK Arena, they have the same 4% drop rates as normal. So that's something I can see coming into the game. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you think that I'm just dreaming by this? I've seen a lot of people ask for Angel and Demon fodder to come into the game. I just don't see that happening, because I just do not see it happening at all. Like, I just can't see it as viable, especially when we look here and they start specifying that for these ones, you need copies of themselves, and then you need copies of themselves. I just don't think they would ever introduce Angel and Demon fodder. Normally in these games, they never introduce any more rare heroes, because the rare heroes are essentially useless at endgame. They have no functionality because they have a lower level cap, so there is no point to them. So introducing more rare heroes, it doesn't add anything of value to the game, so they normally just avoid it, and the game becomes all about the epic heroes. So it's very expensive. They're very pay to win, but also we do have the two great options of the two shops to get them. And like I said, I definitely think there will be a way to get them in the future that is more targeted. Still not going to be super cheap. It's going to take you a long time to save up as a free to play to get them, but I definitely think that kind of thing will happen. Once again, that is not confirmed. That is just my own personal speculation. Like I said, at the moment, it's pretty decent that we can save up for these guys in the stores to go ahead and get those copies of them, which is actually quite generous heroes, and I'm pretty happy that we got both of them in the stores, being the arena and also in the labyrinth store. Now you can infinitely buy arena attacks, I believe. I haven't bought that many to find out, but I guess in that way you could just buy attacks and maybe get the points through there to get the Ayame through arena, but I think that's going to get quite hectic. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. That's just what I think could be happening. I'm going to shut up now. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.